I'm going to take you through a breakdown of what each vial is used for in kit vials. I will be stepping through each of the specific conditions another time. I'm going to be bringing you through each vial so that you know precisely how to handle a client's problem. I'll be starting in the uppermost left corner of the first box and then working my way down before starting at the top of the second row. Remember that we are not miracle healers who can cure anyone, taking away after my way of allergy symptom removal. For this reason, I use the word clear from your client's body, and you should never say, ever say, that will get rid of that allergy. We can only say that we can help them out. How much we help out is based on their own client body's reaction to the stuff that we are clearing on their behalf. Amino acids. Amino acids, often referred to as the building blocks of proteins, are compounds that play many critical roles in the body. They're needed for vital processes like the building of proteins and synthesis of hormones and neurotransmitters, of which we will be covered later on. Antibiotics. If any of your clients wear a chain or bracelet that warns hospital staff of a severe allergy to a particular antibiotic, then you should have that client do this. Bacterial, airborne, foodborne, and probiotics. I once had a girl who was struggling to keep her weight on. Her weight was dropping too, so fast that within 3 months she was nothing but skin and bones. After seeing numerous doctors, one of them concluded that it was a bacterial infection that caused this. He then put her on 1.5 month antibiotic program, and she was cleared of that. We can do the same through the use of any of the 3 bacterial vials. Beverages. Amongst the most common of these are beer, wine, and milk. We do clear these and others as well. Blood. If your client or his or her doctor has mentioned that there is something wrong with your client's blood, then clear him or her from these vials. It is excellent if your client also went for a live blood cell analysis, because you can see whether the cells are apart, which is a good thing, or whether they are all clumped together, which is a bad thing. Blood pressure. If your client suffers from too high or too low blood pressure, we can help them out by clearing them from the blood pressure vials. Body parts, such as the ankle, knee, or shoulder. If any of these items are giving your clients chronic problems, then you should take them through this vial. While the degree of effectiveness is unknown, it will make other modalities that the client is trying to hold more sufficiently. Carb metabolism. If your client's body has a slow time digesting food, causing him or her to gain weight easily, run them through this. This should help. Cardio risk. If your client has a heart problem, then suggest us dealing with the problem by putting them through the cardio risk vials. It may be helpful pulling up the cardio risk vial ingredients by looking it up through the ingredient list and letting your client know of the things we are rebalancing through within his or her body. Chemical and inhalants. If your client works in a job where they are constantly breathing in chemicals, then suggest this vial to him or her. Dairy. About 70% of the white population has a lactose intolerance. About 90% of the Asian population has a lactose intolerance. And about 99% of the African American population has a lactose intolerance. It was primarily a North American phenomenon, but now it's spreading throughout the world. But be sure to tell your clients that even though we have cleared them from dairy, it does not give them the right to go and drink milk every day. It's like taking table sugar. Just because you were cleared from table sugar doesn't mean it's good for you. Dental. Everything that is wrong with a person shows up in their teeth. For this reason, we want to clear everything that could be going wrong by clearing his dental template. Disease nosodes, an often overlooked item. This vial carries the items that will be released so that the body understands what it is and gets rid of it appropriately. It contains such items as acne, arthritis, Lyme disease, psoriasis, and tonsillitis. Dust and fumes. If your client is at all affected by the smell of dust or fumes, then suggest clearing them from this vial. Generally, we clear dust, which is the same thing as dust and fumes, part 3, in the environmental clearing package that we employ. Ears and hearing. If your client suffers any hearing loss, then suggest this vial to him or her. While this vial may not clear up his problem, it might stop it from getting any worse. Emotions. Remember that you can and should do 2 emotions with every clearing. Everyone suffers from emotions. I would read each of them out loud and have the client pick out 2 that hits home. Endocrine. The endocrine system is a collection of glands that produce hormones and that regulate metabolism, growth and development, tissue function, sexual function, reproduction, sleep, mood, amongst other things. If your client complains of any of the functions defined above, then you should clear them from this vial. Environmental toxins. These are toxins that your clients could face in their everyday lives, such as gasoline, paint fumes, mercury, or sulfur. Enzymes. Once you hit the age of 35 and up, the enzymes naturally deplete in your body. An enzyme is a protein that speeds up chemical reactions in the body. It is the rebalancing of these enzymes that are needed in order for your body to work efficiently. Exocrine. Exocrine glands release chemical substances through ducts to outside the body or onto another surface within the body. Examples of exocrine glands include the sweat, salivary, mammary, lacrimal, sebaceous, and mucus. Rebalance these glands if any of the above are off. Eyes and seeing. Similar to ears and hearing, the eyes and seeing vials are implemented on a client if your client suffers from any cataract, conjunctiva, glaucoma, or macular degeneration. Fabric and fibers. If your client suffers from any allergies to cashmere, cotton, feathers, fur, or wool, then clear them from this vial. Fat metabolism, fats and oils, and fatty acids. These items should be all cleared if your client experiences any problems digesting things with fat in them. Fiber and prebiotics. Prebiotics are compounds in food that induce the growth or activity of beneficial microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi. The most common example is in the gastrointestinal tract, where prebiotics can alter the composition of organisms in the gut microbiome. Consider clearing the vial if your client experiences any problems with the gastrointestinal tract. Finfish contains fishes with a fin or a shell. Clear these if your clients have any allergies to such fishes as crab, salmon, sardines, shrimp, tuna, or haddock. Food additives. Should your client have any allergies to food additives such as hydrogenated vegetable oil, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, lactic acid, lecithin, modified food starch, MSG, nitrates, or partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, then clear them from this vial. Foodborne mold. This vial contains most of the molds found in foods that your clients can react to. Fruits. It contains most of the fruits out there that your clients may be allergic to. Geopathic stressors. If your clients experience any problems with weather changes, such as the barometric pressure rising or falling, humidity going up or down, when it turns hot or cold, and when it rains, then clear them from this vial. Usually headaches or migraines are associated with it. Grains. If your clients have any problems with oats, brown rice, quinoa, spelt, rye, or rice, then clear them from this vial. Grasses. There are 66 different grasses that we have collected. The grasses happen in Ontario in and around June. Heavy metal. Just as in emotions, you can and should include 2 heavy metals in every clearing that you do. Unlike the emotions, however, the client will not know of any allergies they have to heavy metals other than to gold, silver, mercury, or iron. For that reason, if the above 4 are unmentioned, just go through the list, clearing them 2 at a time. Hormones. More of a female thing. Hormones play a vital and critical part to our well-being. Should they have been tested at their doctor's office and it was found that their hormones were off, then you should rebalance them. Household cleaners, such as Ajax, Clorox, Comet, Lysol, or Mr. Clean. If your client experiences any problems with any household cleaners, then clear them from this. If your client has kids and the kid is experiencing allergy symptoms that seem to last all year long, check the household cleaners by suggesting they wash all of their clothes and bedding in a pre-approved laundry detergent. Pre-approved meaning that they bring their washing detergent into your premises and you're to test and surrogate the child's reaction. Household toxins. Items such as bedding and pillow feathers, carpets, household cleaners, or detergents. They can be allergic to your client. Human systems includes items such as cardiovascular, circulatory, digestive, or immune system. Once in a while, your body does not function very well with one, if not many, of these systems. Hygiene and grooming. Items such as aftershave lotion, antiperspirants, bath and shower gels. Immune system. Perhaps one of the more used vials in our system. The immune system should be cleared if your client suffers getting sick more than once a year. Indoor moles. These are moles that grow on the insides of houses that are mainly invisible to the human eye. They might be between the drywall or in basements. Inflammation response. Should your clients have any inflammation at all on their body, such as hives or bumps, clear them from this vial. Insect and arachnids. If a mosquito or an insect bite lasts on your client's skin for more than 2 days, or they get an extremely large inflammation to any insect bite, then it is these vials that they need clearing from. Joint tissue. Similar to body parts, with the exception that these exist between the body parts. They should be cleared if they have been identified as a problem. Legumes, mainly beans, they should be cleared if they cause any gas, bloating, burping, belching, or heartburn. Liver detox pathways. If the liver is identified as a problem within your client's body, then clear it. As a separate thought, ask them if they are an angry person, because the liver is often associated with anger. Lyme. Should your client have Lyme disease, clear them from this vial. Major organs includes items such as the brain, the heart, the kidney, and the lungs. Should any of these items need rebalancing, rebalance them using this vial. Meat proteins. If they are your typical carnivore but experience the same symptoms as with legumes, clear them from this vial. Minerals. Although this is one of the more overlooked items in our kit, it represents one of the building blocks of any individual, and for that reason, it should be tested and cleared. Mold and yeast pathogens. Contains mold and yeast that could be invading your client's body. Neurotransmitters. They are often referred to as the body's chemical messengers. They are the molecules used by the nervous system to transmit messages between neurons or from neurons to muscles. Nightshades. These are vegetables that are listed in the group called nightshades. They have nothing to do, however, with them growing in the night or requiring shade. Nuts and seeds. They contain the most common list of nuts and seeds, such as almond, anise seed, Brazil nut, cashew, celery seed, chestnut, chia seed, and coconut. Outdoor moles. Unlike indoor moles, these are moles that grow on the outside of houses that are mainly invisible to the human eye. They might be underneath wet leaves. Parasites. The most common type of parasites cause itching on the lower portion of the abdomen or cause itching in various places of the body. A parasite is an organism that lives on or in a host organism and gets its food from its host. Pathogenic fungi. They are fungi that cause disease in humans or other organisms. Pesticides. It is any substance that are used to kill, repel, or control certain forms of plant or animal life that are considered to be pests. They need to be cleared should your client experience any negative side effects from using it. Phenolics. They just contain acids and colors. Plastics. It contains the substances used in the manufacture of plastics. Radiations. If anyone lives by a cell phone tower or electric power line, they really should get cleared from this vial. Reproductive system. If there is a problem conceiving a child, then clear the client of this. Salicylates. They are chemicals found in plants and are a major ingredient in aspirin and other pain-relieving medications. They're also naturally found in many fruits and vegetables, as well as in many common health and beauty products. They should be tested and cleared. Shellfish. Similar to the finfish family, but these water dwellers are different from the finfish family in that they contain shells. Sleep disorder. Perhaps one of the most common symptoms, the sleep disorders go hand in hand with blood sugars and adrenals. if you look them up under specific conditions. They contain such items as melatonin, which cause you not to fall asleep within 10 or 15 minutes of lying down, to serotonin, which cause you to wake up in the middle of the night. Spices and seasonings contains most of the spices that you cook with. Sugars and sweeteners. These are the sugars and sweeteners used in everyday cooking or drinking, and includes items such as aspartame, corn syrup, maple syrup, and sweet and low. Trees. They contain 69 of the most common trees. They occur in Ontario in May. Vaccines. Contain such items as the chickenpox vaccine, the influenza vaccine, and the mumps vaccine. More often than not, these vaccines cause allergic responses within our bodies, and therefore we need to clear them, preferably before they get the shots. Vegetables. Normally, who would have a reaction to vegetables? But there are clients who have a reaction to some form of vegetables. For that reason, we do need to clear them from them. Vehicles. Normally just reserved for the mechanics who work on vehicles all day and experience some sort of reaction to fluids they put inside of cars. Virus. Contains any virus that you could get. Remember that antibiotics can't kill off viruses, and that is why we have the virus vial. Vitamins. Similar to minerals, it also contains one of the building blocks of any individual, and for that reason, it should be tested and cleared. Vol meridians. It is very, very important to include this vial on every clearing that you perform, as it causes the client to not get as sleepy as they would get without it. Weeds. Contains 72 of the most common weeds, which in Ontario come up in August to September. Wheat. Considered to be one of the most allergenic substances to mankind. This vial contains the various components of wheat. Worms. Along with parasites and inflammation response, they represent any worms present within the body. They should be cleared along with the above mentioned vials to be fully cleared of parasites.